Stacy Silva, star of 90 Day, The Last Resort, has recently disclosed
essentially the blood work that we did, there's a few hormones that we check in an ultrasound that we do to basically give us an assessment of what we call the ovarian reserve, how many eggs are left. It doesn't look very promising as far as being able to become pregnant, mostly because you have fewer eggs and the eggs that you have are not as good. Realistically, the chances of having a success, meaning that you actually have a healthy baby, are probably in the low, very low single digits, 1%, 2%.
Whatever I have left, is it smart to at least attempt to freeze them or just?
I don't think so.
They're not healthy enough.
Information regarding her present status of her marriage to her husband. This revelation comes from Florian Sukaj. Amid increasing conjecture stoked by the significant changes pertaining to their marriage, especially when Stacy's difficult recuperation phase after Florian's and Stacy's recent operation, relationships have always been important. Of interest for followers, considering its sharp in contrast to the turbulent life of romance of Stacy Silva, Stacy's twin sister, while Stacy managed to get through one broken relationship following another on shows such as 90 Day Fiance. Prior to the 90-day period, Stacy and Florian appeared to have the steadiness that Stacy sorely desired, but recent occurrences indicate that their marriage might not be as safe as it used to be. The love story of Stacy and Florian started out as a brief romance that captured the attention of visitors and offered a ray of hope for a successful conclusion in the otherwise dramatic world of partnerships on reality TV. Florian, Albanian-born individual, joins Stacy in the U.S. on a K-1 visa, following that the pair had spent 5 years together. Despite their relationship, the trip to matrimony was far from easy. Not long before their intended wedding, Stacy, during the COVID-19 pandemic, found alarming claims of Florian's infidelity. During the video, there has been evidence that Florian had used a Belgian model to cheat on Stacy. Adamantly, Chanty Florian refuted the charges against the recommendation of Stack's friends, family, and even fans selected to pardon him, and proceeded with their marriage and the choice to remain together, even though the betrayal brought attention to Stacy's steadfast faith in love and her resolve to get married work. But it's been 5 years now since Stacy, and that terrible choice, acknowledges that she has had difficulty completely have faith in Florian, since she involvement in 90 Day as a final resort was meant to provide as a chance for the pair to mend their damaged bond. With the background of a Florian and Stacy at the Tranquil Arizona resort, in addition to other problematic couples from the franchise experienced extensive treatment sessions to address the problems affecting their partnerships, but Stacy's recent remarks imply that their time and treatment might not have produced the intended outcomes. From a recent interview during the parade, Stacy gave some insightful hints regarding her current condition marriage. In particular, she seemed to be without a feature of her wedding band that did not remain undetected, while the lack of the ring can be written off as unimportant. Stacy's word choice throughout the interview revealed a more alarming image. When talking about Florian's history behavior, Stacy talked about how she felt, stating, "I loved you in the past tense for him a lot, and all I wanted was the ideal life." This phrase, along with her observation that there isn't notion of the ideal existence, has caused many people to conjecture that Stacy might no longer see Stacy. Her marriage is salvageable. Further described the difficulties that have plagued her connection with Florian, acknowledged her affection for at first. He made her blind to the red tags in his actions. "I fell deeply in love with him, Stacy, that I disregarded the warnings," acknowledged that she wanted a fairy tale. "She was so enamored with Florian's flaws, even when it was so clear that I wanted to believe in very badly. But love isn't always then," she added the cracks in for Stacy. Their connection was no longer able to disregard following her most recent health scare in January 2024. Stacy had to deal with a medical crisis that necessitated her going through the experience of having kidney surgery. Was not just physically demanding, but also, as she healed, she revealed her emotions. Following the process, Stacy was left devastated by Florian's lack of assistance rather than accompanying her. Florian decided to leave after spending some hours partying. Stacy, to deal with her situation, "I needed him alone, but he wasn't there." Stacy's voice has a hint of melancholy. The event brought up sad memories, recollections of Florian's adultery, and strengthened her residual concerns regarding his 90-day commitment was the last option. Stacy talked candidly about Florian's activities throughout her recuperation strengthened her. The sense of betrayal was difficult to avoid. Consider what he did to Shanti. Stacy acknowledged the psychological toll of going over Florian's affair again in conjunction with his seeming indifference to her or well-being turned out to be too much to bear during one. Especially Stacy crumbled during an emotional therapy session, shedding tears as she wondered if in actuality Florian was her partner. Imagined aging for the rest of her life and health have also grown in importance. Elements that Stacy considered when evaluating her 50-year-old. Stacy's marriage is acutely conscious of the difficulties she might confront in the upcoming years, as she had hoped that Florian, who is about 20 years old younger, would be her loyal friend through the highs and lows of life. But she is no longer with Florian's behavior, wondering if he is willing or able to offer the assistance I need someone who will be there for me. Regardless of what Stacy said, I believe Florian to be that somebody, but now I am uncertain about the possibility of a Stacy and Florian Carey's separation. Important ramifications for both their individual lives and their prospects within one half of the 90-Day Fiance franchise. Stacy's one of the famous Silva twins. Historically, connections have been a source of a fan's interest in a possible breaking up with Florian could lead to for the first part of Stacy's journey that viewers who have experienced had same difficulties in their own. Conversely, the end of their life marriage would signal the end of a plot that has been essential to. Despite this, Stacy's story on the episode the ambiguity regarding their relationship, Stacy is still hopeful regarding the future. She has alluded to the potential to concentrate on her personal development, and finding her again, I've gained a lot of knowledge regarding independence. During all of this, Stacy stated that I'm clear about what I want and won't accept anything less as long as it is still observed whether Stacy and Florian will formally split ways. But one thing is certain. Stacy is committed to putting her contentment and health as supporters enthusiastically awaiting information regarding Stacy and Florian's status. Their narrative is a moving reminder of how complicated love is and the human spirit's tenacity if they finally decide to restore their union or leave. Stacy and Florian have parted ways. A lasting impression on the 90-Day Fiance for Stacy. The voyage might not be in the universe have transpired as she had imagined. However, her steadfast dedication to life genuinely still motivates those who keep up with her tale. Stacy Silva and Florian Sukaj. An exploration of the universe's 90-Day Fiance. An overview franchise has evolved into a way of life. Phenomena that documents the lives of couples negotiating visa and love culture difficulties that many couples face. Filled with awe, Stacy Silva and Florian Sukaj is notable not just for their distinct narrative, but also for their association with the franchise's most famous families. The journey of Stacy and Florian, the Silvas, has been characterized by romantic drama, tenacity in crafting a narrative that has struck a profound chord with show viewers. Prior to delving into Florian and Stacy's partnership, it's crucial to recognize the groundwork established by St. Darcy C. Silva, Stacy's twin sister. The Silvas initially showed up 90 Days Fiancé prior to the 90-day period in which Darcy documented her turbulent relationships with Tom Brooks. Darcy and Jesse Mears, a roller coaster of emotions, turned into a main attraction of the concert that features her yearning for affection and the hard acts that Stacy was frequently followed throughout it all. Played an important supporting part, providing guidance, criticism, and a consistent balance to Darcy's vivaciousness. The appearance of persona Stacy on the program gave an insight into her personal life, which appeared to be more stable than Darcy's romantic adventures. In contrast to Darcy, Stacy had been with someone for a long time. With one Abe model Florian Sukaj, Stacy and Florian's dynamic from Albania was presented as a striking alternative to the chaotic love life of Darcy. Presence appearing stable and long-lasting collaboration between Florian and Stacy. Relationship started prior to their appearance on 90 Day Fiancé. The pair connected on social media, where their mutual respect. Florian's relationship swiftly evolved into affection. Stacy was enthralled by her charm and beauty, whereas Stacy's self-assurance and glitz drew Florian's way of life. In their connection that grew over 5 years, whereby they maintained lengthy communication before Florian arrived in the U.S. with a K-1 visa. Nevertheless, their romance was not without its difficulties from the start. Florian encountered doubt from Stacy's companions, relatives, and even show viewers' inquiries concerning his motivations, especially considering the pair's substantial age disparity. Stacy, as Florian was over 20 years older than a recurrent motive. However, Stacy supported her partner, highlighting their strong relationship and common goals. Between Stacy and Florida, the course of Florian's journey changed drastically. When they intended to tie the knot during the COVID-19 epidemic, they got married. Saw reports of Florian's infidelity emerged, causing the basis of their partnership. A video and images surfaced that showed Florian with Fiance Zora, another female Belgian model. According to the evidence, Florian had cheated on Stacy. Nonetheless, he strongly denied any misconduct, asserting that the exchange was benign. In spite of the controversy, that Stacy decided to accept Florian and proceeded to hold the wedding. The pair exchanged vows in a private ceremonial declaring their affection and dedication as the motivation underlying their choice. But the infidelity accusations cast a persistent shadow over their union, with Stacy acknowledging trust had turned into a persistent problem. Popularity of the Silva twins on 90 Day Fiance. Prior to the 90 days, ultimately resulting in Darcy and their own spin-off series, August 2012 saw the premiere of Stacey. The program provided a thorough examination of the twins' lives, demonstrating their close bond, business endeavors, and romantic connections between Stacy and the series gave Florian a stage to discuss their experience as newlyweds. While negotiating the intricacies of viewers witnessed Darcy and Stacy's marriage, the peaks and valleys of Stacy's, the relationship between Florian and struggle to adjust to American culture states. In addition to the pair's tension, resulted from cultural disparities. In particular, Stacy's family and friends. Darcy constantly voiced his worries regarding Florian's devotion and dedication. Despite the difficulties, Stacy stayed unwavering in her conviction that their love might endure the challenges. One of the most moving elements of their plot was Stacy's wish for an ideal partnership. She frequently conveyed her yearning for security and a companion who would provide her with unwavering support. Despite his own devotion, Florian occasionally failed to meet Stacy's anticipations, resulting in instances of annoyance and uncertainty over Florian's existence. The universe of the 90 Day Fiance has been because, on the one hand, he has been presented as a calm and reticent someone who genuinely adores Stacy. However, his deeds, like the incident involving infidelity and his tantrums, have portrayed him as someone who has trouble with fans. Of accountability of the program have discussed if Florian has good intentions, or if he is inspired by the advantages of Florian's residence in the United States. Age and professional goals have also been areas of disagreement. For an aspirant model's aspirations occasionally conflicted Stacy's more stable way of life. According to detractors, Florian lacked the maturity required for long-term marriage, but supporters thought he was just getting used to a new dynamics of the environment and relationships. Among the topics that keep coming up throughout Stacy and the problem with Florian's story has been rely on Stacy's decision to extend forgiveness. Florian, upon the accusations of infidelity, received a range of responses. With some, I appreciated her eagerness to proceed. Others believed she was ignoring warning signs. Even Stacy acknowledged that trust continued difficult, especially as she managed her personal worries and insecurities. Of treachery, Florian's actions during crucial times, like Stacy's health difficulties that put additional burden on their relationship, Stacy disclosed on the 90 Day Florian wasn't by her last resort. Sighed during her emergency kidney surgery at the beginning of 2024, his choice to put mingling before helping during her recuperation. Stacy brought attention to a disconnection in their collaboration. For this lack of assistance was heartbreaking. Stacy, remembrance of the occasions Florian had allowed Stacy and her down in the past. In 2024, Florian became a member of the 90 Day, the spin-off series called Last Resort focuses on couples receiving extensive treatment to keep their relationships intact. The show offered an unvarnished and unadulterated view of Florian and Stacy's hardships, from unresolved communication, trust concerns, breaks down Stacy's feelings, vulnerability, as well as Florian's hesitation to completely reveal themselves, were essential to their plot that gives spectators a more in-depth comprehension of their dynamic. Therapy sessions demonstrated the extent of her need for a companion and her stacked agony. Who could provide for her emotional needs? When Florian was there, he frequently showed up reluctant to face his own flaws. Throughout their journey on the show, highlighted the intricacy of their partnership and the challenging choices they encountered in relation to their future. Stacy, Florian Sukaj, and Silva have turned into essential to the franchise of 90 Day Fiance, symbolizing the difficulties and successes of love in the contemporary era. Their tale has struck a chord with audiences not just because of its dramatic qualities, but also because of its relatability through cultural navigation. Distinctions between struggling with trust and devotion. The journey of Stacy and Florian reflects the experiences of innumerable couples all across the world. Like Stacy and Florian keep navigating their relationship, their influence on the franchise is still present. Whether they remain together or not is indisputable. In the end, their narrative serves as evidence of the complexity of love, tenacity, and the quest for something. For 90-Day Fiance enthusiasts, Florian and Stacy will always be recall that you were a couple who had the courage to be honest, warts and all. On one of the most popular reality TV, Florian Sukaj and Stacy Silva's The Journey has been anything from typical, and their tale still captivates 90-Day Universe fans, whether they find a means to return to one another or leave their own roots. One thing for sure, indeed, this chapter is far from being finished. What do you believe Stacy's future holds? Florian informed me in the comments section. Please remember to like, subscribe, and activate alerts so you don't miss anything. Thank you for seeing the most recent updates, and I will see you in 90 days. Fiance is a reality TV show that appeared on TLC in 2014 and has since expanded from a small show to a cultural powerhouse. Its relatable drama, an intriguing idea, and captivating narratives in the series has captured the attention of millions of people. Its success around the world has led to several spin-offs, which makes it at the foundation of reality television. The program provides a glimpse into the relationship complexities, cultural disparities, and the difficulties of seeking love in an increasingly interconnected society. The 90-Day Fiance concept has its roots in the process of obtaining a U.S. immigration system that permits a foreign fiancé, the U.S. national, entering the nation. Following the issuance of the visa, the couple has 90 days to be married. If not, the partner has to depart from the United States. The crux of this strict deadline is the show is raising the stakes, setting that couples have to negotiate cultural variations, familial dynamics, and the series author's own feelings acknowledge the tremendous potential of this arrangement that incorporates romantic elements. 90-Day history of drama and reality. Fidelity has grown beyond its initial of exposing viewers to a variety of many couples from various backgrounds and conditions. One of the primary causes of the effectiveness of the show lies in its examination of universal concepts like trust, love, and compromise. As the cultural disparities between partners frequently take center stage, explores further in depth into the difficulties in relationships, include financial strains, problems with communication, and their impact of cultural disparities within families. 90-Day Fiancé couples are from radically dissimilar cultural and socioeconomic backgrounds. These disparities may result in misunderstandings, disputes, and incidents of humor, such as Nicole Niger and the link between Argentine cultural expectations about physical affection, Moroccan against American established image dynamics of the family. The tension is frequently depicted in the show between families and couples. Parents, siblings, and friends on a regular basis express doubts regarding the veracity of the partnership, is afraid of that one. One partner can be taking advantage of the other. For Carl Johnson and Lissa do have a green card. For instance, the Santos Lima narrative displayed Colt's excessively close relationship with Debbie, his mother, which caused conflict in their marriage. Infidelity and trust is a persistent problem with many plotlines pertaining to claims of adultery, hidden histories, or hidden agendas. Angela, the connection between Deem and Michael Ealy has been plagued by problems with trust, since doubts regarding Michael's loyalty to Angela's ability to control behavior dynamics that the show frequently emphasizes relational imbalances, whether because of age, financial standing, or reliance on. For instance, Danielle Mullins and Mohammed Jal's partnership turned into renown for its strong battles, with Danielle making threats against Mohammed deported following the breakdown of their marriage. The impact of 90-Day Fiance has been significant on pop culture, igniting debates about globalization, immigration, and love connections. The show has created consideration of the K1's complexity. The visa application process emphasizes both its success, also presented opportunities and problems. Encouraged discussions around the ethics of reality television, especially with reference to the representation of intercultural connections. To the popularity of the franchise has gone beyond just inspiring people on television. Social media, podcasts, casts, and memes. Members of the commentary cast have evolved into stars in their own right, with numerous using their notoriety to further their business prospects and online fan bases. In spite of the controversies around 90-Day Fiance continues to be adored by followers for the show's relatability and honesty. Depicts the unadulterated feelings of love, resilience, and loss, make it a captivating video that attracts viewers: the cast's diversity and predictable nature of the plots, and the sincere moments of intimacy that shine through the turmoil to see the prospects for the franchise's ever growing the universe. 90 Day Fiance doesn't exhibit any reducing the franchise's pace, continues to change by presenting new formats for couples, spin-offs to maintain audience interest. As international ties are growing more. Despite this, the series is still relevant, an intriguing investigation of love in the contemporary world.